So welcome back to the OG and Nephew show. We took a little break, but um, like I said, and we do little reels every now and again. Schedule's gonna be changing, but we're gonna always lock in and do some type of video dealing with sports. But once again, Cleveland back at the top of the talk, and I'm Nephew. This is OG.
Nephew,
What's going on?
good
What's going
seeing you,
on?
fam. Good seeing you.
So you know, we had to tap in because a lot of chatter is going around. We see moves being made with the Cavaliers. No news was being made in the NBA period. We missed the show, and nothing happened until after we chatted.
Right.
And like it was everything was going on Facebook. I'm like, is this real?
Mm-hmm.
Even people that do locally that I follow, my friends, they do pod shows.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends work under the Cavs. He's trying to make it like Brian Windhorst. He's trying to work the ranks, but
Okay.
inside the organization.
Okay, I want to do a quick shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to nephew Mikhail Macon. That's my homeboy. Keep it making.
Mm-hmm.
His son got on with ESPN. So, to be able to, like you said, watch other people locally that's in broadcasting or just got their own podcast. I've been watching other people in the area that's passionate about the city and the sports. And I think we kind of bring a well-roundedness outside of sports. Try to talk about the youth in the community, but I have been paying attention that there is some good podcasts out here, and we hope that you have been patient, and we definitely need your likes and your subscriptions. If you do enjoy the content that we do bring to you.
Mm-hmm. The do here is going to be unique, and
I think we
even some a little hiatus.
And I think we try to be ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think a lot of things that has transpired, we talked about ahead of time, and we didn't come back on to, piggyback off of that. I think it was kind of good to sit back and watch things in real time, kind of unfold. And just last night, you had the Cavs playing for the first time without Darius Garland. Shout out to Darius Garland. I love the young man's game. I had one of my young cats. Shout out to Wes. He even said, "Yeah, it's time for him to go." And I understood where he was coming from. I even agree, but I also believe in the problem with our organization. We don't develop our talent. We got to give our talent a chance to grow into their dog. We expect them to be dogs right off the rip. We expect them to have that dog mentality. It's championship or nothing. That's why I'm preparing for this season. And we had to realize, just like in the past decades, the greats that are now greats, they had to go through that process of taking an L. But the one thing we understood watching them was, what are they going? What the youngins say, add to their bag? What new skill set are they going to bring to the game next year? That's what we always paid attention.
What's been holding you back, and what are you fixing?
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
We always look forward to our favorite players coming back better, stronger. They added something new. You know why? Because we're watching them, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to go out and try to imitate our favorites. So I just felt like, I wish they gave the young man some time, but it was a contract. It's always about money. And we're going to get to that point because I believe everything that has transpired is leading to a bigger move. And I told my man Wes, what I thought that big move is. And there's been a little chatter about it, but we're going to get to it.
Yeah, we got a couple. I got a scenario.
Right. No doubt. Yeah.
So, recent news. We had James Harden. In the recent news, James Harden came to Cleveland for Darius Garland. So Darius will be playing with the Clippers, and James Harden, he's scheduled to play this Saturday. In our Saturday game.
I haven't been paying attention when he's going to play. I did get to watch him last night with Dennis Schroeder and what is the young man named? Kevon Ellis. That's his name.
Ellis.
And I didn't. Shame on me, but I'm gonna be honest. I try to keep it low, and certain matchups I want to see, but I wasn't really paying no attention to Sacramento just because of their disjointedness. Like their whole team doesn't make sense. But I think that's what happens when you scramble to try to replace a star.
Yeah.
You try to lowball. What's his name? What's the point guard name? Left-handed. He's at San Antonio. Can't think of his
Deion, isn't it DeAndre?
Can't think of his name right now. Forgive us.
Yeah.
But he was there. He wanted a mass contract. They didn't feel he was worth it, so he wanted to be traded. And ever since that point, because remember they had traded for Sabonis to create that tandem of the pick and pop game and the pick and roll 2-man game style. But they couldn't secure him because he felt disrespected, so he wanted to be traded, and that's the power of player empowerment right now. They control their destiny and their future.
And just like even like I said, we missed the show, but that we was trying to do about a week or two ago, but there were no chatters of anything. We had shows talking about what they could move, but we both thought in the consensus that the team looked solid.
Yeah.
You always got rumblings because that's what people do. They try to stir up drama, but they have traded in a matter of like a day, or a couple days, DeAndre Hunter for the Schroeder and Ellis trade, and then we ship out our draft Garland for
and a draft pick.
And a draft pick,
which is crazy.
Our draft, which is crazy that we brought
for an older player.
Yes.
So right there,
that's like red flag.
That to me, that was a forced trade on your part.
That's
because there's no way I'm giving a draft pick. You're getting a younger player, nah. You need to be giving me a draft pick, but that's here
so
there.
That occurred, and then just recent news, Lonzo Ball, they shipped him out. So that's always been at the beginning of the year how it was going to work.
And after the season being unfolded, because we're not that far away from the All-Star, his body must not be holding up the way they wanted to hold up. And it's sad to see because his first year, if you think back, his first year in Chicago when he had signed as a free agent, you could tell you were seeing what they were raving about the potential in him. But of course, injuries cut each season short. And my personal view, it was those shoes that killed everything.
So he might have like a Brandon Roy type of career where it's like what could have been, what should have been. But so it is what it is. Hopefully, I think
they did him solid though.
I think he has the attitude and personality because he's starting to grow to do sports casting. So I can see him on that big stage. I think
he's already started with his brother.
He good.
But I feel like the Cavs also did him solid. They didn't do him dirty. They got a team that was willing to take him in trade and would release him so he could be a free agent and pick.
And treat him.
It's just for him to be able to pick the team he wants to go to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because if you get released, now you're a free agent, right? So Utah released him. Who else? What was the other draft? Who else did they trade? That's it, I think.
Yeah, that's so far.
So you looked at DeAndre Hunter's contract. Darius Garland is over $200 million. So they're clearing cash space, which something they could have did over the summer. So that lets you know they're trying to create this big move, and I think people are looking at the surface level. I think it's something greater that they're trying to clear space for. I just hope they don't have to sacrifice certain pieces.
Right. Harden right now he's averaging about 25-4. As of the last team, the Clippers, and about eight assists. So it's not like he's dropped off, but like you said, that age just doesn't make sense. And I don't see that they said anything yet about why, but it's always been rumblings all season, and we spoke about it before.
Mitchell and Garland.
Just the dynamic.
And what it was, I think. So. There's many point of views, I guess, of how you could look at what's being said behind closed doors. I've heard the standpoint of Mitchell came in and told Garland, like, yo, do your thing, be who you are. That's why I came here. And he felt like Garland would fall back too much. So when they needed him to do his thing, he was falling back. Or add in the fact that he was getting hurt and missing uh, uh, either a season or a big amount of the season was, played out while he was injured. So of course now it's going back on Mitchell's shoulders, right? But I think Mitchell's because I didn't care for him in the beginning because I felt like he was taking too many shots. I understand you got the green light, but you're saying you came here because you feel like it was talent that you can work with. So okay, they gotta get their they have to have their opportunities, and I get it this year. He is performing better where he's giving the rock up and trying to facilitate people's confidence in their game. Like take those shots, don't worry about it. But there has been a drop off with Mobley. I feel like he should easily be averaging over 20. Like, okay, you did 18 2 years in a row now. Now it's time for you to break that
20, 25.
And that's just about confidence in this game. It's about just understanding who are you? Who are you in this league? Are you about obtaining awards and having a name based on award, or are you trying to establish yourself as possibly being one of the greats when it's all said and done? So it's a certain mentality. And I just feel like he was a kid that played in that structure of team ball, playing your role. You know what I mean? Instead of understanding, no, you one of them dudes. You ain't got to take a back seat to nobody. And I think when he decides, because that's what it's about, it don't matter where he's at. It's about him. He has to decide. I'm one of them dudes.
I wonder is he meeting up with like a somebody that's done it like a
outside,
like a KG
outside the game.
KD still playing, like you saying. His game is similar to him, but he's still playing. But
as much
KG, is he calling him like, let's go to dinner?
It's so crazy. As much as that you have the internet and information is right there at our fingertips. The one thing I will say about NBA players, they'll have little clips of them be playing at the LA gyms and all these different spots, right? Yeah, those different runs. But you don't really see what they do behind closed door. Their work that they do by themselves and who they working with and who's their trainer, unless you go search and see if
just
it's
on a
available.
Tuesday
If it's available,
this New York penthouse playing basketball.
Like with Kyrie, you found out that he put in a lot of work with Phil Handy. You know what I'm saying? At some point in his career, Phil Handy became a hot name. Like that's why he was getting these assistant coaching jobs because of his development of players. And as far as ball handling, then Hakeem had his time of development. Players with the footwork game. Okay, so that's the thing. I don't know who Mobley works with in the off season. I just feel like we need to be patient. He's still growing in his body because he is a generational player. Now, a lot of people think he's soft. Nah, man, he ain't soft. Like we got to understand, like it's 82 games. We might have expectations, but if they on that floor, ain't nothing soft about them. We might not like when they're in a moment and they don't succeed in that moment. Our first nickname, they soft, man. They ain't built for this. No, man. Like he's a young dude. He's only 20 years old. He's still young. But this is a league now where youth is capital now. Youth is everything. The younger you are, the more that you're coveted.
They want you
but
to win
as you
now
get older, they are equipped to devalue these players now. That's why I said back in the day, you watch that superstar player, it might take them 6 to 8 years to reach that pinnacle or to at least get their team further than what they done previously. Because not everybody's going to win. Only 2 teams can play for the championship, right? And this, like I said, there's no longer that patience. So I just hope that they value him I wish they would have kept Gron, but I understand they had to get, look, you constantly hurt, and we paying you all this bread. Like, you know what? Let's give you a fresh start. You know what I mean? And I think they did right by it. He even said he already knew about it. So that goes back to the reports of what they said about the whole Mitchell and Garland relationship. And I was like, yeah, that's got it. But kind of came out to fruition that maybe it wasn't the best fit, even though I felt that it could work.
And what you're saying, as you speak to how you like Evan Mobley and keeping them and letting them develop like the old days used to do, you can kind of see other teams and like they're ahead of that and thinking other teams will be like, oh, we got to get him out of here. He ain't performing. He ain't giving us a ring in 4 years or 3 years like Shea did for them. They look at somebody else's success.
But it was a well-built team.
Exactly.
And so there's a difference. And the Cavs are on the cusp of that. Mm-hmm. I feel like they are developing. Like, I don't think nobody's really talking about their draft these last 2 years have been like nobody thought Tyson was going to be what he was going to be.
Right.
Nobody thought Proctor was going to be what he was going to be. And then you look at the G League and the players that they are developing down there. Daquan, they took a chance on him. He's not an original pick of theirs, but they signed him, locked him in because they feel like there's potential. So I believe they have the program to develop players. I think it's just them being patient. And you got to understand, you got an owner like Gilbert, he's shown he's willing to spend the bread, but he wants results.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like all these billionaires.
Because he already done tasted it before, so he wanted it again.
But that's just who he's always been.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
He
a winner. Yeah, he want to win.
I know, he ain't
no, I'm just saying in his mind, like, it's business.
It's money. He want to win. It's about the bread.
Uh-huh.
If I want my return. Mm-hmm. Like any businessman, right?
And I was going to say, it's almost like he kind of stepped, you don't hear too much about
him. Oh, no, he's doing this thing. He's still, like, it's hard to talk about him because one side, you got to give him love for the fact that he does spend money to try to better the organization. Like, he changed the whole organization around because of the bread. Now, he also came to the city saying, hey, I need you to sign this bill so y'all can take care of the stadium. You know what I mean? So, and we're not, the infrastructure of the city, we could barely send the kids in Cleveland to quality schools. But yeah, we're going to have a bill about a sports team. You get what I'm saying?
And that's where the passion that the city has on the one thing that we care about so much out of anything, the owners can kind of snatch it if they want.
Oh, you talking about that fear of it happening?
They always
because
have
it's done?
The sports team's owner in the cities like ours. They always got the leverage.
Like once Art Modell did that, they opened the floodgates for every. It's not just our city. That's any city that could happen. And Art Modell wasn't the first owner to do that. Basketball has been a little bit more consistent. Mm-hmm. We just haven't. Since we won, we expect winning all the time. Like all great organizations that have won. You was winning. That's the standard. So if you have a great coaching staff, or it takes a whole organization, I just want to say the coaching staff, and you develop these players, and you develop players, and say you get a player that doesn't develop, it just might be your system, or that player is just not good.
And like we spoke to, so the way they got lines the ball into a situation,
you're not going to hit on everything.
Yeah, it's like. It's all about respect. You can see how a person is traded, where you read the dynamics of the trade, and you be like, "That's disrespect." And it's like we didn't have to go disrespect them. If you go read the report on what we gave up and to get for him,
but that's what I'm saying.
That's where we show.
So that's another thing.
Our relationship
with the Lonzo Ball trade, they had to give up 2 second-round picks, and that just tell you they were just one. He saw Dennis Schroeder come in. Mm-hmm. You had Porter developing. You got what's the ponytail dude who just jumped? Tyson developing. Proctor. We don't talk about Proctor enough. He's a baller too. Mm-hmm. So you got guards. So he's seeing the writing on the wall. Yeah. And he wanted I still want to play. So they did him a solid. And they gave up draft picks, which I wouldn't have done. Okay. But I'm not ready. So they garnered all them second round picks. and now they ain't got
flushing them out.
Now they go.
And you saying about respect,
so that means
so it's
you
like
got to
something
hit.
up with them.
So you only get one pick a year now.
Okay.
And you got to hit on it.
Yeah. For them to do that, just to get back to like, it shows when you read the report. It shows you will say if you had to rate, they have a respect for him and he had a respect for him.
They did him a solid. That's why I said they did him a solid.
I want people to hone in on that. I'm not saying
they did a solid. They did a solid.
I'm not saying a team can't get rid of somebody. It's just about how they do it.
With Garland, they gave up on. In my opinion, they gave up on.
Can you get that
because
from reading
of that contract?
His report?
But they gave him a solid. He's out on the West Coast.
Okay.
He playing for a team that his dad used to play for. So they did like there was a mutual thing. Like this wasn't no shot. He even said it. This wasn't a shot. I knew it was coming.
But for you, just looking at the baseline report, bop for bop, you like that's disrespect, right?
I don't agree with the fact that we had to give up any pit because we got an older player in Harden. There's no way I'm giving a pit for an older player.
For somebody that's traveling city to city, that's all I see. I don't care what he averaging.
And see, this is another thing. I don't even know what his true.
What are you here for, bro? To get money?
Like, right.
And if you come here to get money, man, get out the way because we on something else. We trying to build something.
I don't want to disrespect what he's accomplished because he's accomplished a lot.
I hate when people
he's a Hall of Fame player. But my thing is, what is it that you want your legacy to say?
Mm-hmm.
If you really are after that championship, that elusive championship, usually things got to change about the game. Same, I look at Westbrook. You can still be the player that you are, but there is a common denominator in why you keep going from team to team. Yeah. So what is it about you that you need to look at?
Sweet.
Because I don't want to say change, but you have to figure out how does my skill set, my demeanor, and mentality fit in organizations. Because all I'm trying to do is win. Because that's one thing I do believe. Yeah, the bread is nice, but it's still about legacy. You still want to be known in the pantheon as a champion. I don't care who. I mean, but there is some players they
just chasing bread.
They have stated, yeah, I didn't care if I got a championship. I was after that get that second contract.
Mm-hmm. And some of them on their six.
Jeff T has said it.
7.
He was like, man, I'm just trying to get that bread. Like it didn't matter because there's things that we don't understand. Like
they came in for a reason.
You gotta understand, like these guys that got these big contracts, they're gonna get the majority of the shots. That's why they're gonna pay what they pay. They gonna get the organization gonna get their money worth out of them. You get what I'm saying? So I think time will tell. As always, time will tell how everything works out. So I had said earlier, I believe all the moves was to set up a bigger move. And I think the Cavs, I had mentioned earlier in one of our last episodes, I thought that they were going to try to trade Allen for Sabonis. And I think there was some real talks because Allen's name has been mentioned in possible trades. But I think the big trade that nobody's talking about or seeing, I think I've seen maybe one or two mention it, is for the Greek Freak, Giannis.
Yeah.
I think they're moving some money, especially Garland's money. Is huge.
Yeah.
Is to make room for Giannis. And there was even a tweet by James Harden, I don't know if it was fake or real, talking about Giannis, see you soon.
Okay.
Now, I don't get caught up in the internet.
And you never know what's real. You really trying to find it.
But I was already thinking this when this was, when everything got triggered off with the DeAndre Hunter, which I didn't really like.
They were just talking about him. And they were saying
he clarified, I don't want to go nowhere.
Right.
But that's when when there's smoke, there's fire. That's what they say. But like I said, time will tell. Everything will show itself, whether they made the right moves or not. But I think everybody out there, don't be surprised if we do get Giannis.
Okay.
Of course, this is all about him signing off on it.
Do you feel another team would have to get into it? or because
Uh,
it's so big of a guy for that Bucks team,
I think for me, if we got to give up major pieces, I don't want it
right?
because
Who is that
now you're
in your
starting.
mind?
I'm not giving up Mobley,
Okay, Mobley's off the table
and
for
I'm
you.
not giving up no more than two players.
Okay,
I'll give you two players, but you're
okay,
not getting three or four. No.
okay.
And I'm not giving. I'll give up. I'll give up. If I'm not giving up Mobley, I'll give you two first round picks. That's it. I'm not. See, this is the thing. The reason OKC had success, he would not give up them picks. You know why? What did he do with those
Turned
picks?
him into a
He
championship
built a literal championship
dynasty. Were they trying to go
in
to
a
be a
small
dynasty?
market. Listen, small
Mm-hmm.
market city. That's why I said what the Cavs are doing.
And again,
That's why.
like a second. Well, the team. I don't know if it's the same person pulling strings, but again, they had Durant and
No,
Harden,
no.
and
He did it
it's like they
twice. He
doing it
did
again. Like
Sam Presti is a
that's the
beast.
same guy.
Same guy.
Okay, that's why I said I didn't know if it's the
And you
same
know,
person.
and we just talked about culture trees and organization tree. He's from the Popovich, San
Okay,
Antonio.
and they
That's another small market.
We do business right.
But look, another small market, somewhere that people say is not a destination that players want to go to,
mm-hmm.
right? But if I could develop and create winning culture, guess what? Players are going to want to come.
The winners,
the ones that want to win,
mm-hmm.
right? That's all we want anyway.
Because we ain't gonna put up with nobody coming for money.
But look,
we want winners.
It ain't about name recognition. Ain't no more. Look, this is where this generation is lost. You became a superstar because you was a baller,
and hungry.
You was a baller.
Mm-hmm.
You put action out there. You put it on tape. You performed every time. That's how you became a superstar. Now guys are being called a superstar because the league might be pushing their face out there a little bit, but they ain't won nothing.
So do you feel this? Because I was thinking this. You'll see during the game somebody go off about 35 or 38, and then he gets the interview at the end of the game. And then the next game he put up about close to those same numbers. Not as crazy, but it's on a consistent basis. You could literally see the league being after like Tyrese Maxey. Mm-hmm. That came out of nowhere, and it's like, look at what they had. They shipped somebody out, so it's like now you got the hype, but then we move pieces. Now you the man. Now it just worked out. Now you the man. We just so happen to be willing to move this piece out your way.
Do you remember the origin story? Like they said the one thing about Maxey, the potential of him, and he's fulfilling the potential. See, that's what I mean. Like a lot of guys get labeled of being the next this or the next that, but it's the players that go out, put in the work, and show and prove.
Yeah, I just seen what how he showed his worth, and then like the next season they was just molding for him. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
so he became who he became because of his time with James Harden. So this is where I got to. See, this is the thing. That's why I say I don't know where James Harden,
his mind state.
Yeah, like where he like I know you're playing for legacy. I know you want to win, but
locker room legacy or on the court legacy?
Off the court.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. On the court.
Well, I'm saying locker room legacy. What people gonna say, man? Hey, bro,
help me to become.
Yeah, bro, help me. Y'all said this,
but he's just been in situations where the outcomes haven't worked in his favor. So of course you always want to hear the stuff that should never come out of the locker room. That's one thing about the locker room. Whatever is going on in the locker room, stay in the locker room. You get what I'm saying? But of course that don't always work. But I just don't know. Like I said, time will tell, will show. If everything that the Cavs have been doing working out. I just felt like with the Cavs, remember when we had the All-Star here, we had we were the hot thing because of the moves that were being made. We got Allen 2 years ahead of time, and then Garland and Allen started, man, and then we got Mobley. So, and then we had marketing, which I thought shook up the league when we had the 3 7-footers. I'm like, oh, we ahead of the curve. And then all of a sudden they won it. And I just didn't, I'm like, down in the Mitchell, I'm like, eh. And he's a baller. He's a certified baller. I'm not he's a baller. I've always looked at the dudes that are winners. And I'm not saying he's not a winner. But I'm talking about you can tell who's the winner. They're going to do everything they can do. Whether it's like it ain't about just stats, it's their play, game in and game out. Like Michael Jordan. So I know this is
Jared Allen is a winner to me. He's not the most known name, but to me, he puts in.
I want to say he's a winner, but every time he play, hold on,
right?
We sitting there listening to the game, and you hearing grown men call this nigga a bitch. Ain't no response.
Nigga just walk. Different. Yeah,
hold on, I can't call you a winner, but bro, I can't call you a winner.
Oh, that's no. I'm saying that's. What's your definition?
That's not a winner. That's not a winner.
Yeah, you have to.
You let people just forearm you all in the neck carpet. Like, look at this whole nigga. He meat.
You might need to.
And you just sitting there smiling.
Up his man character.
And then remember, we watched him literally fold. Remember, he got hurt now. He was done for the playoffs.
Curled.
And that's why with Donovan, he was trying to carry a team, but he ain't got no support.
Well, yeah, I was just speaking to the mind state of a winner.
My thing is, okay,
I look at him like he's the one in the locker room saying, "I'm willing to do whatever, coach." Jared Allen.
This is
out of everybody on the team.
This is my thing. If we get the Harden, I don't even want the Harden from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Harden from OKC. That Harden was a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter if he started or came off the bench. He was that much of a problem. And I'm not saying he wasn't a problem in Houston, but it's too much ball dribble. The ball stops.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to do the damn thing in 3 to 5 dribbles. Be about your business. Like straight up. If it ain't within 3 or 5 dribbles, pass the rock, my dude.
I remember him.
And I'm looking at defense.
Yeah.
He ain't been known as a defensive stalwart. Just that's what I'm saying.
And people need to talk about that. Would that disrupt what we got going on?
So that's how I'm looking at it. Like is this really a good fit?
What is this?
But like I said, we gotta see.
Yeah.
We gotta see how they work together. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, so that was yours. So looking at just a play around scenario, because this is the fun time of the season right before, because we got this Friday, we got tomorrow, we got the All-Star weekend is starting. The flurry going on with the all the major trades going on, because you said it ends today.
I think the trade deadline is 3:00 today.
Okay. And this has always been like
which is Thursday.
For anybody that they have never, they just getting into the NBA and really paying attention. This is one of the fun times of the year, because this is when teams can shake things up. So that's why, if you're new to watching basketball or, anything like that, you might be shocked at some of the names going here and here and here. This always happens every year, and the fans wait for it. So playing GM, I plugged something in, and some numbers and some people, and I just always looked at it as, if a team would make a major shakeup like the Cavs, what you're saying, it looks like from the moves they're making, just from the fan that loves the team, something's going on. So what I did was, I have some of the same people in my trade scenario as you. I just took it to the next level and involved 4 teams. 2 years ago, I made a video. I'm always on the, not to say, because like I said, I did it 2 years ago before it was even being talked about, but you can check that reel out on my page. I just wanted to do a video to get something off my brain about how this was pre-Bronny. And I said, if the Cavs wanted to bring LeBron back now, I made a video how it would work. And the video was really about him being able, it was right on the horizon that Bronny was going to come to the league. And then I talked about how Bryce was going to go to college, and he was growing and shaping out to be an NBA player one day.
He took a red shirt.
So I plugged all of this in to my little Google machine.
And I don't want him to come back here,
right? That's why I said I'm the fan. I wanted you to give your take, because Giannis
just to let everybody know that I don't want
to come back. Giannis makes,
he served his time.
Yeah, I wanted to hear your take on that, because I knew you was come with that, what we need now, and not playing around. Mm-hmm. I'm more to play around.
Got you.
Let's what the fans talking about.
The names.
Yeah.
putting the name.
So what I came out with, it's called the Mitchell to LA, because I'm not a fan of Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
Just from the base of our team. I don't think he fits here. Never did.
Okay.
So, for some reason, we always have a relationship with Utah and Phoenix. I don't know if people paid attention to that. Utah and Phoenix. When we need to offload, they need to offload.
You're talking about over the years.
Yeah, over the years. So, Mitchell to LA. LeBron comes home. 4-team swap. The Cleveland Cavaliers will receive LeBron James. His son is attached to his hip. Bronny James comes. That's LA's contribution to this. I also paid attention to the Jaren Jackson trade because that doesn't make sense. And they're looking like they're rebuilding something.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So everything that you see,
everything you see with Memphis, they're like, yeah, we restart. We'll restart.
So I'm just playing around. So I plug Jaren Jackson in the mix, and he comes up later. I got to explain why, but Jaren Jackson comes to Cleveland. He does not want to be where he's at right now. Agent is working on something to get him out of there. He want to go to a contender. So that's Utah in the mix.
Okay.
Waives his buyout, join the team he wants. You keep Evan Mobley. That's why this works. I plugged in, no Evan Mobley on the table, so we was already thinking the same.
Yep.
Okay, the front court, you got Mobley and Jaren Jackson Jr. So then you got James Harden, which they've already acquired, and like you said, what's your role, buddy? You're not you no more. You need to realize where you're at and what might have come in. I even started my list. You said James Harden. I want to see that OKC where you was able to get in on the 6-man as a 6-man off the bench real quick. It's not about starting. It's about
did start, though.
I can bring you in within 2 minutes of the game.
Second group
within 2 minutes of the jump off. I'm subbing you in. You just wasn't the starter.
Look.
Like
the great organization, we won't let you roll into your list. But the winning organization, the great organization, they have 2 units. I'm talking about 2 units. Golden State's run, they had 2 units.
Like I don't understand why these legends that go to places they don't belong and then they know they don't belong there. Why you can't run that second unit like a pro, like a boss, to where when the offseason come, they're gonna say you was running your unit like the first unit should have been running.
It has to be a fit. Listen to me. It has to, like, whatever that team is running, like their offensive sets, the type of movement, because you have to now look at the player where they're at now in the present as far as what their body will allow them to do to play at their maximum. You get what I'm saying? Because all I want is the best version of me. The best version that we can get out of it.
At the moment.
You know,
and like we said, they said he's averaging 25 and 8.
Because of green light.
25. Okay.
We pulling.
So to recap, Cleveland gets LeBron James, Bronny James, Jaren Jackson Jr., and they keep Evan Mobley. So you have James Harden and LeBron James. However, the coach can work that as the ball handlers.
Who are you giving up?
So the Los Angeles Lakers, they will receive Giannis from Milwaukee, Donovan Mitchell from Cleveland. Why this works, the Lakers get their wish. Giannis, they move on from LeBron era. You got Luka, Giannis, Mitchell, big 3. They become the West undisputed again, which they laugh and joke right now, but they'd be at the top.
They just getting ready. They still.
Oh yeah, no, they in there.
The moves they're making is for a championship.
Yeah, because you see they bring in some big dudes.
That's why you need to go and finish them.
So just to recap, LA, they will receive in this trade Giannis from Milwaukee, Donovan Mitchell from Cleveland. The Lakers get their wish. They leave LeBron's era, Luka, Giannis, Mitchell, and they're the top in the West. Okay. So the Milwaukee Bucks would get Jared Allen from Cleveland, Rui Hachimura from LA, and they would get 3 protected first rounders. So LA would do some wiggling, and Cleveland has one to give. They would lose Giannis, but they get the center. They they were rebuilding pretty much before they lose Giannis, so they would be getting all these picks back and some other pieces, small name pieces that people would throw in there. So they're not losing, but they know they would be losing if Giannis was to leave. So it's like Milwaukee is always going to look like the loser in this just because he's at his prime, and they getting something back, and the people they getting back ain't no bums, and it's like if they able to do some stuff with it for this year, they can at least keep selling tickets and portray we trying, with the guys that they are bringing in. Rui and Jared are like two of the best personality as far as like humble, play your role, suit up, get out there. You got to,
Sound like a rebuild team.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. And then they'll discuss everything with these guys after the season.
Because I don't care about your person.
Right. So they get all these, they got their picks back so they could do something in the offseason. Okay. Utah Jazz, the last team that's involved, would get Max Strus from Cleveland, salary dump. Sam Merrill, Cleveland, salary dump. And they got to throw something in there. Then Kyle Kuzma comes from the Bucks. They can keep him or salary dump. Cleveland, throw in another pick. And Lakers owe Utah owe Lakers a pick by the way something happened. So they would just be giving it back. So it's like an even give.
What does Memphis get?
Memphis not in it because they already gave away Jaren.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. So I had to throw Utah's in the mix.
Got you.
And they get Max.
I got you. Okay.
Merrill and Kuzma, all because and a pick. And they get to keep their pick. It's just a paper swap.
I like everything, but that whole LeBron thing.
Right. I just played into the LeBron scenario.
I got you.
So with the LeBron scenario,
because I wouldn't trade for him. One, he's going to be a free agent.
Okay.
Why trade? Why are you giving up anything for him?
Yeah, I was just looking at like y'all making moves and shakes. Right, this would get rid of some stuff.
No, I like it.
Big money guys that earned their money, but they're not big names yet.
Because pretty much
they earned their money with us.
It's like you said, it's a swap switch. People.
If you want to dump their salary, do it after the season. Yeah. But like you got. So to recap, Utah gets Max Strus, Sam Merrill, Kyle Kuzma from the Bucks. Of Cleveland 2027 first round, and the Lakers own 2027 first round gets returned to them in the deal. It was just a paper swap that they owed anyway. Utah would facilitate the Mitchell move by taking on salary and collecting more picks. Danny Ainge wins again. That's his MO. So that was my whole play with the fan tape. Where it's like that wild scenario. Let's shake this up before the end of the day. Today you said 3:00. This should be wrapping up soon, but
I think usually might go into like 3:34. Okay. But 3 I think is official time.
So we got LeBron on the move, Mitchell on the move, Jaren Jackson on the move, Giannis on the move. Everybody comes out great except for the Bucks, but they knew that anyway. But they're not losing because they're just looking for next year anyway.
They're in a rebuild.
Yeah. So I had a scenario with that video when I said 2 years ago, if they wanted to pull the trigger and bring LeBron back, they could have, and it would have made sense. But they had Imani Bates then, and they have a relationship, him and Bronny. I just thought it would have been great. You put those two together in the G League, and they work and come up together. It's the new generation. So the whole scenario of selling tickets, I'm thinking owners and storylines. You got this LeBron. It might rejuvenate him to stay another 2 years after his prime, after he should be going home and sit down.
Sam, I love how you see the game and the way you love it. Mm-hmm. But that's why niggas like me. I hate the game because of stuff like this. Like
it'll mess up a team. No, just for some love of a guy.
Yeah, that's part of it. But like, this is a performance league, man. Mm-hmm. Either you can do it or you can't.
I just see it everybody go talk about it.
Are you trying to see? That's my thing. When I say it's performing to win, or can you help my team win?
Right.
Are you a winner? See, now, what we're speaking is based on winning organizations. Now, understand, every league has bad organizations.
So you would shake your head.
You
like,
have the good.
Why are y'all
the
doing
bad.
this? Y'all was a good organization. Why would y'all entertain this clown show?
And that's the thing.
Yeah, like
right.
He's had his run here
right.
numerous times.
And that's what I mean, like those type of things, like that, and like I said, man, I like
it's just fun.
No, I get it. You playing GM, I get it.